Greetings everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a takedown of this braid out that I did using one of the products from my product line TROPIKI, and then later on in the video I'm going to talk about the products, tell you about them, tell you my inspiration behind them and why you should use them. I've done braid outs before and they were pretty okay, so we're gonna see how it turns out today. So I'm gonna use the Island Essence hair growth oil. It comes with a pump on it, so I'm just gonna do a couple pumps onto my fingertips and use it to undo these plaits. I followed what's her name? I don't remember her name, but I think her channel is called Fusion of Colors. She did a braid out video and I noticed that at the end she twisted the ends, and that makes so much sense to me because doing plaits or braids all the way to the end will make it very difficult to pull it out. So I want to talk about kinky hair and 4C hair and hair texture again. Kumia and I had a conversation last week Saturday about it, and it was a good conversation, but it was a much needed conversation. And the more I watch videos on YouTube with women who have 4C kinky hair, I realize that it's still a much needed conversation because there are so many of us out there with just crazy insecurities about our natural hair, and not just our natural hair, well yes, our natural hair, but you know, our kinky texture really. I watched a video from Star Puppy. I've watched a couple of her videos. I remember watching one where she was talking about her thin hair. I did notice that she seemed to struggle with her hair, or she went through a period where she struggled with it, and so I think her channel is like a little bit of therapy for her, and I believe that it helps a lot of other girls with her hair type as well. But one thing that I notice a lot, especially in the comment section, and this is just in general, is people saying, oh, just embrace it, and I'm like, oh, if it were that simple. It's not that simple. And I know people are tired of having this conversation. Racism is not a nice conversation, but black people want to talk about it because it affects us. Colorism isn't a nice conversation, but dark-skinned people want to talk about it because it affects us. Texturism isn't a comfortable conversation, but people with kinky hair want to talk about it because it affects us. It's the same thing. We just have to keep having these conversations until we get somewhere where everybody can feel comfortable in them skin. The issue is that a lot of people with kinky hair aren't comfortable with their hair. What I kept mentioning in the conversation with Camille was that positive promotion is important. We need that validation, the validation from being promoted, from being elevated, from seeing our image or image like ours in commercials, in music videos. Yesterday I was looking at this video with, what's his name? Jesse Royal. The song called Sweet Sensation, and I think it's a collaboration with him and another artist, and so they both had love interests in the video, and both of the girls I think they're either biracial or mixed or something, but you can obviously see the hair texture is different, and these are two black men with kinky hair. And you just really have to wonder, like, so you couldn't find a girl with some kinky hair, at least one. But that's what I'm talking about, the representation. So they get to see their image and feel beautiful and feel elevated, because they're promoted that way. We don't get a lot of that. All of those things add to how we feel about ourselves. If our men aren't validating us and telling us that we're beautiful and our hair is beautiful, we're just not gonna feel that way. If our dads weren't telling us this from young, if our mothers weren't telling us from we were young, if we weren't seeing images of women with, we wouldn't have seen images of black women with natural hair. We weren't even seeing images of black women, period, when it comes to beauty. So you can imagine black women with kinky natural hair. That's just so far away from what beauty is understood to be. So it's not easy to just get up and love yourself without, that validation. It's not that simple, but how I did it was I just decided that I'm going to love my hair no matter what. There is nothing wrong with my hair. The rest of the world just needs to catch on. So I'm going to love it and embrace it. I'm going to play with it, see all of the different things that I can do with it. Really just explore and experiment until I figure out and become absolutely comfortable with it. That's how everything else works. You have to brainwash yourself out of that conditioning. By the way, I used the Cocoa Monoi butter to twist it up last night. That's what I used to twist it. After I washed, I did a shampoo and conditioned, and I used everything except this, except the coconut hibiscus moisture mist. So I just made up my mind that I'm going to love my texture no matter what, and I'm going to tell myself that it's beautiful, and not only that, I'm going to make it my mission to correct people when they say stupid things like good hair and bad hair, and describe our hair in any kind of demeaning way. That I would be correcting those things and help other women with my hair texture to feel comfortable in their skin. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of conditioning that you have to undo, because we've been told for so long that our hair is unattractive, and we continue to be told in not so many words from our own people that our hair isn't beautiful. Everybody needs outside validation. If light-skinned women with curly hair weren't getting the validation, they would feel the same insecurities. If kinky hair was the standard, they wouldn't feel beautiful too. If kinky hair was the standard and was the only hair type that you would see in commercials, models. Most black men, when they're dating, they choose to date women who look mixed. And it's one of the reasons I've really stopped promoting black men on my spaces and my social media spaces. I don't do it because I don't feel that same kind of admiration from them. So until I'm seeing where there's a level playing field from black men, for women who look like me, I won't be celebrating them publicly. Especially all those reggae artists. I love their music, I listen to their music, but me not promote them. It's a page about beauty, about black beauty. So when I post men, it's celebrating their beauty as well. So I don't feel like black men are deserving of that. So until I feel like there's a level playing field, then I will celebrate them. But until then, no. I've had this conversation about texturism and loving your kinky 4C natural hair, and you know, I guess it's a conversation that we keep having to have, because there was even a girl who I've been communicating with on social media, and she's transitioning and she knows that her hair is kinky, but she's already, you know, telling herself that her hair is gonna be a certain way and she's not gonna feel confident, and she wants me to really walk her through the process. I couldn't tell her no, you know, I have to help her, because I know it's not going to be easy. It's not easy for everybody, and some people just need the support, especially if you're not getting the support from your spouse. If he thinks that you look beautiful in some other kind of way, that's going to be hard for you. So we have to validate each other. Like I said in Kumia's video, there are 3 ways to fix this. 1, we have to start with the children. We have to start with the children. We have to start by affirming them, validating them, telling them from very early that they're beautiful, their hair is beautiful, and make sure that there are images around them of women and girls, positive images, you know, make sure that they have black dolls, make sure that they can see themselves in beauty. The next one is that you have to affirm yourself. You have to do some self-work. You have to do some shadow work. You have to dig deep down inside and figure out, if you have to even journal about it, and figure out why you feel the way you feel, really assess it, and come up with some solutions moving forward. Okay, this is how I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way? How can I stop feeling this way? Really dig deep and find out, what is it? If it's you, if it's society, come to some kind of conclusion and then move on from there. The next thing is that we have to affirm each other as a community of women with kinky hair, and not just women with kinky hair. There are other women too with other hair types, you know, the ones that are more desired. They have to make an effort as well to help us feel validated. Our men have to validate us as well. Men have a huge responsibility in this, and they don't understand. And the thing about it is, you know, especially in spaces where, going back to the Jessie Royal video, when I look at who the director is Nikki Kane and Jason Panton. Not surprised by Jason Panton anyway, because he seems like the type that like women to have a particular look. A little bit hypocritical in that. He must say black woman this. You know, there's the type of Rasta man that with black woman this, but when they're choosing a woman, they choose a black woman that is other, you know, a black woman that is not exactly black, or not all the way black, or not black enough, not fully black, you know what I mean? He strikes me as that type. Didn't surprise me there, but he's a black man with kinky hair, you know. And the other girl who directed the video with him, Nikki Kane, she's a dark-skinned woman with kinky hair as well. So I just wonder what happens when they're in these spaces and they're selecting. Like, are they not conscious? They're not thinking about it, like making a conscious decision about the type of women that they promote, especially because of who is going to be consuming this music. Who are the main supporters of black men in every situation, in every sense? You know, who are the ones who are always there pushing them and supporting them? Black women. They're gonna listen to it multiple times. They're gonna watch the video. I'm not interested in working in the music industry, but I think it's important that people who are making those types of decisions are more conscious. But you would think that they would be more conscious given, you know, that it's, but you can't assume that because reggae music is involved, that consciousness is involved as well. It's not always so. Matter of fact, a lot of the times it is not so. Okay, so I'm back. Twist braids are all out. So I'm just gonna use a pick comb and fluff it. What I noticed when I was twisting it is that my hair was all tangled, and that's because my hair just gets tangled easily. So getting it to plait as smooth as most people would get it is very difficult. One thing, it is very defined. It's nice and fluffy and big. Let me turn so you can see. I hope the back looks fine. I also see a lot of arguments on YouTube about who has 4C hair and who doesn't. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting stuff. I suppose that's the new generation of YouTubers, because when I just started out on YouTube, I don't think there weren't any. The only person I could relate to in terms of hair was Black Onyx. Nobody else. So, and I don't think we were really using a hair typing system at that time. We just kind of knew that our hair texture was what it was. Let's get closer so you can see texture. Alright, so we're done with this and we're done talking about texture. Listen guys, just love, and it's not easy. I can't say, oh, just embrace it, because it's really not that simple. But do the things that I told you to do before. Affirm yourselves and affirm each other. And also speak up about how unfair it is in the spaces where women are celebrated, that we don't see enough of our image. Speak up about it. Don't be quiet about it. Don't support these music videos and these artists who don't support your image, who don't love you. Clearly not. Don't accept. I remember an artist, I'm not gonna say who, he approached me about being in his video. And I was excited. I was like, whoa, I love his music, so I wanted to be a part of his, you know, his music video, and I really, really was excited about doing it. So I said, yeah man, I didn't even think twice. So his manager called me. So when his manager called me, she told me what the concept of the video was. And the concept was, I was his woman, but I was giving him bun with his brother. I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I said no. First of all, just know, I'm a dark-skinned woman with kinky hair. We have enough bad promotion. I don't need that. I don't need that for myself, and I don't need that for the women who look like me. So when you're ready to make me a love interest, and I'm being beautiful and delicate and wearing nice clothes, and you know, and you're adorning me and you're loving on me and all of that, when you're ready to do that type of video, then call me. But don't think that I'm going to come in the video and be the silly girlfriend that is cheating on you with your brother. No, I'm not doing that. So those are the types of things that we have to start rejecting and start demanding positive promotions for our image, because it's important for us and our self-worth and for the women like us and the little girls coming up who are going to see it. So anyway, yeah, so this is the final look. Tell me what you guys think about this braid out. My hair feels really soft. Feels really soft, like I like it. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, and we'll link up in the next video. All right, bye.